What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Backseat Driver. Today, we've got something kind of cool. What we're going to be doing today is ranking. We're going to do a tier list of all of the drivers for F1 this year, 2023. Obviously, a couple new faces. So we're going to have to just kind of go off of opinions and what we've seen in the past, maybe, how they've done previously. But yeah, let's get right into it. I'm super excited. Let's rate them. Alrighty, let's get right into this. Who do we have to start off here? We've got Alex Albon. Okay. Albon's pretty... Listen, I know he's driving for Williams, okay? And there's only so much you can do in a Williams car. But with Albon, you gotta think, right? Like, he is pushing a car that should be literally to be honest, 16th and below? 16th to 20th? He is getting points occasionally. I think he had points like 3 or 4 times throughout the 2022 season. So yeah, honestly, I think he's pretty good. I think if you put Alex, think about when he was in the Red Bull, right? Like, I know he didn't get the podium, but he did really well. I think if you put him in an average car and not a garbage car, I think you get points consistently from Albon. So I'm feeling pretty good about Albon. I really am. Okay, next up, Carlos Sainz. Okay, a lot of potential from Carlos Sainz. A lot of potential. But I don't know. He didn't impress me as much as Leclerc did. You know what I mean? Like, I like, even when he was in a McLaren, he was doing well, but the McLaren's car back then was good too. Like, I feel like he does what the car is. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like, if he's in a good car, he's going to be placing well. If he's not in a good car, he's not going to be placing too well. So, honestly, I think he's mid, but he's like at the top of mid. You know what I mean? Like, he's definitely at the top of mid. I wish we saw more race wins out of him, man. Like, he just didn't. He had a ton of potential to get race wins. He just never, he had a couple. He had 1 or 2, but he could have had more. Like, that's the thing. He had so many opportunities. Leclerc, on the other hand, capitalized, and I feel bad. I really do, for the entire Ferrari team, for the amount of horrible strategy that was going on there. So hopefully the new change, but Bianati, whatever his name is, out. Vasseur, I think, is in as team principal. So hopefully they fix those issues. That being said, Leclerc is pretty damn good. Always up, one-upping Sainz. Only a couple occasions where Sainz did better than him last year. So he's pretty good. He's not GOAT status. Obviously, he's got some work to do, but pretty good. Okay, Sargent, right, for Williams. No clue. Literally zero idea. And therefore, if I have zero idea, he's going there. Until he proves me otherwise, that's where he's going to be. I have heard good things, but there is just a sheer difference between. I forget. Is he coming over from Indy? He's coming over from Indy. So if that's true, that it is a just completely different. Romain Grosjean is doing well over there, right? I know. So we'll see. I don't know. I have high hopes, but I'm being optimistic. We'll see. Okay, next up, Fernando Alonso. Okay. Overall, I have to say he's a GOAT. I really do. 2-time world champion. I think it's 2 times. And even now, he's in his 40s or whatever, and he's still cooking. Now, how mad was I when we were just following his DRS train the entire year in 2022? Incredibly frustrating. But also, he was in kind of a garbage car. But, now he's an even more garbage car with Aston Martin. So, we'll see how he does. But overall, length of his career, definitely GOAT status. I still think he's good. I really do. So we'll put him in GOAT. George Russell. George Russell is good. George Russell is very good. The fact that he did better than Lewis points-wise last year, and not by a small margin. I think it was like 50 points he outscored him by. Shows, how good he actually is. I think he's going to do well again this year. Will he outplace Lewis? I don't know, because I think Lewis is going to be coming back with like a vengeance this year. But yeah, George Russell's definitely pretty good. I mean, even what he was doing in the Williams too the year before. Is he better than Leclerc though? No, I don't think so. I think Leclerc is better than Russell. Okay, that's where I'd put him. Ocon is sneaky. I know he has a race win a couple years ago. He's definitely not pretty good. He's definitely mid. He's not as good as Sainz, but he's mid. He's a good driver, but like he hasn't the win that he had was like pretty, it was a tough track to overtake. There was a big pile up at the beginning. Like, what does that actually say about your W? I don't know. I mean, he has a W though. It's more than Lando can say. So, there's that. Oh, K-Mag. K-Mag is he's still mid, but he's pretty he's like dog water, but he's like kind of mid. He's like if there was an in between for mid and dog water, that's where he'd be. It's tough with the Haas, it really is. But what's tearing me is like he's such an aggressive driver, right? That like it gets him in trouble sometimes. It really does. But when he pulls it off, he looks like the driver that he looks like he should be voted driver of the day every time. But yeah, when he doesn't, it usually costs close to $1 million for repairs. So with that being said, we'll stick him in dog water for now, just because we don't have one here yet. Okay, now we have one or zero. I don't know. Like again, a middle line right here. Fernando said something about like Lance Stroll being the next fucking the next world champion here in a couple years. Like I don't even know if he does. Like, congratulations, your dad bought the team, but like grow up, you know what I mean? I mean, he is so reckless on the track. He doesn't do well. Like he's I don't know. It almost feels like he's taking up a seat for someone that... You remember Antonio Giovinazzi, right? He was a good driver, but he was in a garbage car, and it's tough. Like, he's just taking up a seat. I'm not a fan. Not a fan. We have to put him above Sargent, because we don't know what Sargent can do. But he's going there. Yeah, has to go there. Okay, Lando. This is gonna be tough because I'm biased, right? Love Lando. I think he's a great driver. He really is. But it's so tough when McLaren is such an average car. Like last year, he was pushed. Clearly, Lando is the best of the rest, right? Like 100%. But it's like it's so tough when you have a average car and you're trying to make the most of it. I mean, one podium last year? I think he had like 5 the year before. Still looking for that win. Oh, Russia. Buddy, you should have just switched out tires. He's pretty good, but he's not as good as George. I don't think. He's definitely better than Albon. He's right in here, and it makes me so sad, but like, yeah, I think that's pretty good. Although I will say this, catch Lando in a Mercedes or a Ferrari, I think he's battling for the world championship. I know I'm a McLaren fan, but I think that, I really do. And if you're a true F1 fan, I think you say the same. I really do. He might not win it, but I think he battles. You know what I mean? Okay, moving on. Enough about Lando. Lewis Hamilton. I mean, what more needs to be said, right? The guy's a savage. He's, I mean, up and down. I know the last 2 years he hasn't won, but like 7 in a row. You know what I mean? 7. But I mean, yeah, you gotta give it to him. And you know what? I'll say this too. Lewis also off the track does a lot. You know what I mean? Community, charity. Speaking out. Overall, I know whenever I first got into the sport, like my dad loves F1, hopped on the Mercedes train, and I didn't want to because they've won 7 years in a row, and I wanted to see someone else win. So I didn't vibe with the Mercedes quite yet, but now I don't mind them. Okay, Verstappen. Right here. He's definitely GOAT, right? He's really good. He's really, really good. And if these teams don't figure it out this year, you might catch him being the next him. So, yeah, he's really good, man. But like overall, so far in his career, we haven't seen this status over past Alonso. I think they both have 2 consecutive, but Alonso's just been doing it for a long time. Nick DeVries. We saw 1 race out of him last year, and you know what? He did pretty good. But pretty good in 1 race earns you dog water status, okay? Because we don't know what the rest of it would be. So, yeah, you're not above K-Mac. It'll be interesting to see how he does this year. I think he's going to be all right. I think him and Albon at the end of this year are going to be pretty good. Like, I think that they're both going to be pretty good. I think they're going to climb the standings a little. I don't know who you're climbing over. You're climbing over who? Oh, wait, where is DeVries? DeVries is at AlphaTauri now, right? Yeah, he's at AlphaTauri. Yeah, I don't know who you're climbing over, but you're going to do all right. I don't know why I said Williams. They're both blue. It counts. Oscar Piastri. You got to go there, man. Until you prove to me, F2 champion. A lot of literally was. I mean, if you want to call him the number 1 prospect, he was the number 1 prospect coming out. I'm really excited. And I know like the drivers kind of like go at each other's throats on the same team. Like, oh, I want to beat my teammate so bad or whatever. And there's bad blood sometimes between them. But I'm so pumped. Like, just as a McLaren fan in general, not just a Lando fan, I am excited to see what he can do. I think he can be as good as Lando. I really do. We'll see what happens, though. I think it's going to be a tough first year. It's going to be like, hey, welcome to the big leagues, bud. I don't know. He'll probably get caught up in an Alonso DRS train and realize exactly what he's in for the next, 9 months. But, we'll see. But until actually, we'll put him ahead of Sargent because, F2 champion. So, okay, Pierre Gasly. I honestly really like Pierre. I really do. I think that he has a race win. Oh, I think he is mid. I don't know. He's right on the cusp too. You know what I mean? He has a race win. He went with Red Bull for a little bit, but didn't take that chance. You know what I mean? He didn't grab the opportunity. He was in a really good car and just didn't perform. I almost feel like he is comfortable being the underdog. You know what I mean? He drives better whenever he's in a shittier car. It's going to be interesting now that he's at AlphaTauri or at Alpine, how he does. Because Alpine is they're up and coming. I think they can be really good this year. And you got the 2 Frenchmen on the same team. I think that's a good culture to have. We'll see how he handles the pressure. It's not as the pressure's not anywhere near as big as Red Bull, right? But we'll see. I think that if he does well this year, he could be in here. But for now, I think he's top of mid. Is he better than Sainz? No, he's not. He's not. But he's pretty good, or he's pretty mid. But you know what I mean. He's good, but he's not pretty good. Yuki. I'm sorry, bud, but you have to be here for now until you prove yourself. first race, points off of your first race. Good job. We need more. Yuki, I am literally one of your biggest fans, right? Like, it goes Lando, then you. Okay, as far as who I'm... Well, technically, I have to root for Oscar next, and then you. But you need to show me something this year, okay? You need to show me something. I think you can. I really do. I definitely think you're better than these three for sure. I don't think you're ahead of DeVries. You're definitely ahead of your teammate. But I think you're not past K-Mag quite yet. Okay. Checo's pretty good. I'm super pumped for Checo because he had, like, you know, he had it pretty tough coming from Force India. You remember that when him and Ocon were on the same team? Oh my gosh, I felt so bad for him. Like, he's a good driver, but it's like tough team. You know what I mean? Tough situation. Comes to Red Bull, immediately performs. You know what I mean? Like, just immediately. He is the Valtteri Bottas of Red Bull. Like, 100%. Valtteri Bottas from Red Bull. Great teammate. Willing to, not a scumbag. Understands the situation really well. Is not going to give shit to the team principal, or he's just a good, coachable F1 driver. Definitely pretty good. Not in GOAT status yet, but pretty good. Top of pretty good. I definitely think he's better than Leclerc. Yeah. Okay. Bottas. Speaking of Bottas, oh, this is tough. Do we go here? I think we have to go here. Just his time at Mercedes was just impeccable. It was so good, and it's just like, I don't think aside from Checo, I don't think that there will be a second duo. The Lewis Hamilton Bottas duo was just unbeatable. Look, they were both so good, and I almost want to put him at GOAT. I do. You know what I do, and I am. I'm putting him there. You want to know why? He's going to be at the bottom, but you don't want to know why? He single-handedly helped boost this guy. He was his rock. He was his rock. And yeah, he may have won the 6 or so, whatever, how many consecutive constructor or individual driver champion titles, but they also had just as many constructors team championships. You can't do that with one driver. You have to have both, and that is why Bottas is coming in at GOAT. I mean, if he has a couple bad years, you're not winning those constructors. And we saw how much, hundreds of millions of dollars on the line in the constructors championship, and he made him tick. Okay, Zhou Guanyu. To finish it off, where are we putting you, bud? I think you go here. I think you go here. I really do. I just haven't seen enough. You had a couple points finishes, but I don't know, man. That's all I got for you. You got to do better this year. I was surprised that they signed you back. I really was. I don't know if it was I don't know. I was surprised, but I think you have potential. You just need to show it. That's all. Just show it. Okay. Here we go. Where are we at? How's this look? Does this look good? I don't know. I feel like I should change one so that they're all even. Actually, it won't matter if it... Yeah, okay. I might have been jumping the gun with Albon. I really have. I don't know if he's pretty good. And I don't think he's better than Sainz. I can't have him better than Sainz, and I don't think I can have him better than Gasly or Ocon. He's got to be here. Yeah. I definitely jumped the gun there, but the revision has paid off. Okay, yeah. I like it. I'm in. I think that this is pretty damn good. So we've got Lewis, top of the GOATs, obviously, along with Fernando, Verstappen, Bottas. Pretty good. We got Checo, Leclerc, George, Lando. Yup. Mid as fuck, we've got Carlos, Gasly, Ocon, and Albon. Dogwater. Unfortunately, we have K-Mag, Yuki, and DeVries, because we did see the one race. Remember the race, right? And then 0 sponsors and should retire. Firmly believe that for a couple of these. We have Lance Stroll, Joe Granyu, Oscar Piastri, and Nick Sargent. It's Nick? Logan. I think it's Logan. Whatever. Sargent. These 2 obviously shouldn't retire. We just need to see more. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's pretty good. You guys let me know. Let me know in the comments. But I think that's pretty good. If you guys would change anything, what would you change? And tell me who your favorite team is. Like, let me know. I'm curious. I want to read the comments and see what you're thinking. But this is my tier list. I hope you agree with it. If not, let me know. Let me know what you can change. But with that being said, that is another edition of The Backseat Driver. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode. Should be coming out in a couple days. And thanks again for watching. Peace.